Friends, on the 8th of December, Bashar al-Assad fled Syria and has gone and taken political asylum in Russia. So the 50-year iron rule of the Assads on Syria is over, and the terrorist organizations or the Islamic organizations have taken over Syria, and now let us see what happens. और आगे बढ़ने से पहले मैं ये कहूँगा कि हमारा एक एनजीओ है उमा ड्रीम फाउंडेशन, जिसका टैगलाइन है राइट टू एजुकेशन टू द अंडर प्रिविलेज चिल्ड्रन, और एक ई कॉमर्स साइट है सोनाझुरी आर्ट्स, जिसमें हम वेस्ट बंगाल के आर्ट को शोकेस कर रहे हैं। सो मेरा रिक्वेस्ट है, या आप इस एनजीओ को वॉलंटियर के हैसियत से ज्वाइन करें या सोनाझुरी से कुछ परचेज करें, सो दैट वी कैन हेल्प improve the quality of life of these poor artisans. So how did Assad rise to power? In 2011, the pro-democracy protests erupted nationwide, but it was quelled by President Bashar al-Assad's government. In 2012, then the conflict escalated into a civil war, and the country got divided amongst the government forces, that is the Free Syrian Army FSA and the emerging jihadi groups. After that, in 2013, the Kurdish Democratic Union Party, the PYD, establishes control in northern regions, leading to the creation of the autonomous administration of the Rojava. In 2014, the Islamic State of Iraq and the Levant, that is the ISIL, captured significant territories in eastern Syria, declaring it a caliphate. And then in 2015, Russia launched airstrikes in support of the Assad government, altering the conflict's dynamics. And in 2016, Syrian government forces, backed by the Russian air power, recaptured Aleppo, marking a turning point. And then in 2017, US-backed Syrian Democratic Forces, the SDF, primarily Kurdishes, seized Raqqa from the ISIL. And then we had the decline of the ISIL, and in 2018, the government regained eastern Ghouta and Dara, consolidating control over West Syria. And in 2019, Turkey launched operations against Kurdish forces in northern Syria, creating a safe zone along its border. And from 2020 to 2023, the conflict or the civil war which was going on reached a stalemate, with only sporadic clashes reported among government forces, rebels and Kurdish groups. And in December 24, a significant rebel offensive led by the Hayat Tahrir al-Sham HTS captured Aleppo and advanced towards Homs and Damascus, challenging government control. So what is this HTS? Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, or the HTS, is the Organization for Liberation of the Levant. It is a Sunni Islamist militant group that has played a significant role in the Syrian war, which has been going on over the last 14 years, and it has been designated a terrorist organization by several countries, including the US, and by many international entities like the UN, due to its original and activities linked to extremist ideologies. And Abu Muhammad al-Zulani, the chief, since its inception, Zulani has been a prominent figure in Syria's insurgency with a history of affiliation to al-Qaeda. So HTS has been designated a terrorist group because its origin is basically from al-Qaeda. And who were backing Syria in this fight? It was Russia, Iran, Turkey, United States and Israel. But then these international actors over a period of time started having their own problems. Like Russia has the Ukraine war going on for the last 34 months, where it is preoccupied and has not been able to support Syria fully. And then Iran also has been running a proxy war with Israel and other forces that is why it has not been able to give full support to it. Turkey has the maximum number of Syrian refugees and is finding a problem handling them. And Israel, again, which was backing Syria, has been having problems and is in open war after the 7th October strike with Hamas, Iran, Hezbollah, and also the Houthis. The US, which is backing Syria but still has about 900 of its forces, with Trump coming into power, may want to pull out, and with his pullout, the dynamics in this West Asian country will change. So what after now that Assad has gone, and who will take over power with all these groups playing the Trump card? So it may be the HTS which will come into power, and this sudden death which happened in about a week ruled out or wiped out Assad's 5 decades of rule. And now this basically was a combination of factors which sounded the netkal for Assad's regime, though he was an open-minded person. But Assad's principal backers, Iran, the Lebanese, Hezbollah and Russia, were all preoccupied with their problems, so they could not support Assad, and he became weaker and weaker. And Turkey, like I said, has their own problems and is not anymore supporting it because it is having problems with the amount of refugees that have come in. So now is the $1,000,000 question: what happens now? Despite the ruthlessness of Assad, which did convey an impression of stability, but after he survived the Arab Spring rebellion against him with Iran and Russia's support, he was invited back to the Arab League to show that Assad's grip is still there. But then the HTS, which started rebelling against him because he was against the Islamists and wanted an open nation. But then these people got after him, and then this complete civil war started off, which was anti-Assad's government. And then as and how the support by these international players went out, the HTS could finish off Assad's rule, and he had to flee his country and take political asylum in Russia. So let us keep watching what happens next to this West Asian country. Jai Hind.